Hello and welcome to the next video of QAAutomator. So in this video I will discuss the dashboard feature. So dashboard feature is complete overview of your existing automation project. So let's discuss this feature one by one. So on dashboard page you will get the 4 widget. So first one is total test script. So it means how many automated test script is developed so far. Once you click on this widget you will get the test script count module wise. The next is total component. It shows how many component is developed so far. The next one is the total custom function. So it tells you how many custom function is created so far, and once you click then it will give you all the custom function list with all details. And the last one is the last result. It's always shows the last execution test suit summary reports. Once you click this link you will get the last execution summary reports. Okay, coming to the next sections, it will be show last 20 execution results. And on our last video you have already discussed this 20 can be configurable from the configuration page. So by default it will be show the last 20 execution reports history. So okay, so coming to the total pass fail count, it shows how many test script was passed in your last 20 execution and how many test script was failed on last 20 execution. So more green, that means more application is more stable. So 129 script was passed in overall last 20 execution, and 31 script was failed. Coming to the next section, this is the execution trend graph with respect to date. Moving to the next section, this is the bar chart, and it will tell you how many test script was passed and failed on particular date, and you can see that date wise pass fail script count. Moving to the next section, module pass fail graph count. So it tells how many times a particular module get pass or fail in last 20 execution. As for example, so it shows module A 19 times it was passed and 1 time it was failed. So that means all test script belongs to one module A get passed 19 times, and 1 times one test script, or might be more than one test script, get failed. So based on this graph we can conclude that which portion of the application is more stable, or we can also say that which portion is unstable on the application. Coming to the next section, execution time in minute. So it will be shows the execution time for each execution, and this graph will help us in 2 ways. The first one is like we can say that from which field some physi code is pushed on the application which is cause of higher response time. So as you can clearly say that from this point page response time is higher. And also this graph, using this graph we can we can conclude that how many system will be sufficient for execution. As for example, right now I have X amount of test script, and on next 2 months we are trying to develop 100x amount of test script. So we can say that based on this graph. Okay, so execution time is X, so how many system will be sufficient so it won't affect overall execution time. Coming to this section, from this section you can compare execution behavior of any 2 builds. So let me select any date or any time. So 12. Okay, so once you select particular and date and time, then all information will be auto populated, and you can compare all the details build wise. So here you can clearly say that from build as for example, from build A 7 test script was failed, and build 2 only 6 test script was failed. Also, once you scroll down, then it will be so, okay, so from build how many test script was executed, how much it take time for the total execution, and how many component is executed on build A or build B. So you can clearly say that all the details. So execution time is different, is on build 2 is on a higher side. Okay, and again it build compare graph tell you the module by pass fail count with the execution time. So you can clearly see that the difference on the component C. So on build A, all the test script was passed, but on the build 2 only one test script was failed. So we can say that from the this build, this bug is introduced. Also it gives you the execution time component wise, so we can compare the execution time as well from build 1 and build 2. Again, this graph is clickable. Once you click, then you will get the test suite summary reports, and you can view the test script results. Let me come back to the selection criteria section. Here QAAutomator provide you, like, you can select a specific date and time. So let me select any date and time. So once you select a specific date and time, then again the graph will be populated, and it tells you the pass fail execution trend and bar graph tell you. So how many test script was pass or fail on particular particular date and time. So again, on 6 Feb, the execution when execution time was around 2:43, then 6 test script was passed and 2 test script was failed. Again, once you scroll down, then it tells you the module wise execution trend. So on module A, okay, so all test script was passed, and all on module B, all test script was passed. Again, on the bar chart you can define, okay, so how many test script was passed and failed on particular module. So thanks everyone.